You want her to think about you non-stop, right? Not in a desperate, clingy way, but in that quiet, unshakable way where your presence lingers in her mind long after the conversation ends. Here's the truth. You don't get there by chasing. You get there by becoming unforgettable. And Stoicism, it's the secret weapon. Because when you master yourself, your emotions, your focus, your discipline, you stop being just another guy and start becoming a man she can't stop thinking about. Now listen closely, because this isn't about playing games. This is about embodying a kind of presence that sticks, the kind that creates impact without trying too hard. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You want to be the kind of man who doesn't need constant validation, the kind who holds himself with quiet strength. Because here's what happens when you live like that. You become rare. And what's rare stays on her mind. It's not about texting her all day. It's about saying something meaningful when you do. It's not about showing off. It's about showing up consistently with character. And it's definitely not about controlling her thoughts. It's about controlling yours. That's where Stoicism comes in. It teaches you how to detach from the noise and focus on your values, your purpose, your mission. And nothing is more magnetic than a man deeply rooted in his mission. If you want her to think about you, live in a way that demands her respect. Not with words, but with presence, with direction, with discipline. Because while most guys are trying to impress her, you're becoming the man she compares everyone else to. And that, she won't forget. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll break down exactly how to apply this in real life. Daily Stoic habits that make you unforgettable. But before we get into it, subscribe to Stoic Think. If you're ready to stop chasing and start leading, this is where your transformation begins. 2. The daily habits that make you unforgettable. All right, so how do you actually become that guy? The one she can't stop thinking about? It's not luck, it's not charm. It's a set of habits rooted in Stoic discipline. And the first one is emotional control. Look, the modern world rewards instant reactions, rage, jealousy, neediness. But a Stoic man pauses. He observes. He responds with intention. That self-control, it sets you apart. It shows her you're not ruled by impulse, you're ruled by principle. Next, purposeful silence. Most guys talk too much, trying to impress, trying to fill the space. But when you're grounded in yourself, silence becomes your ally. It creates curiosity. It shows confidence. You don't need to dominate the conversation to dominate her thoughts. Then comes daily progress. A Stoic man doesn't wait for permission to improve. He trains, he reads, he builds. Every day, he sharpens himself, not for her, but for his mission. And that kind of consistency, it radiates strength. It makes her wonder, what's driving this man? That mystery is magnetic. Now here's a powerful one. Detachment from outcome. Stoicism teaches us that we don't control other people. We only control how we show up. So you're not texting to get a response. You're texting because you had something real to say. You're not planning a date to get validation. You're doing it because you enjoy your time. And if she's part of it, great. If not, you keep moving. That energy, it's rare. And what's rare echoes in her mind long after you're gone. You're not trying to make her chase you. You're living in a way that naturally draws her in. Because you're not focused on being liked. You're focused on being centered. So ask yourself, are you building yourself in silence? Are you practicing emotional clarity? Are you detached from her reaction and fully grounded in your own standards? If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of 99% of men. In the next part, I'll show you how to apply Stoic thinking when you're actually around her, how to speak, how to carry yourself, and how to leave a lasting impression without trying too hard. But for now, take a second to reflect. What's one habit you can sharpen today? And if this is hitting something real for you, make sure you're subscribed. Because Stoic men don't chase approval, they build presence. 3. how to leave a lasting impression without saying much. So you've built the habits. You're centered. You've got emotional control, daily discipline, and you're not chasing anyone. Now here comes the real test. What do you do when you're actually with her? This is where most guys mess it up. They start performing. They try to be funny, overly charming, or impress her with stories she didn't ask for. And just like that, the mystery is gone. But the Stoic man, he operates differently. He knows his value and doesn't need to broadcast it. When you walk into a room with calm confidence, when your words are measured, your eyes steady, your energy relaxed, she feels it. That kind of presence is unforgettable. And it doesn't come from trying, it comes from being. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That's the core of Stoic power. You're not trying to prove anything. You're okay with people not getting you immediately because you get yourself. So here's how to carry yourself when you're with her. First, listen more than you speak. Most people are dying to be heard. If you can be the one who genuinely listens, not just to respond, but to understand, you become rare. Second, slow everything down. Your movements, your speech, your reactions. There's strength in stillness. When you don't rush to fill silences or over-explain yourself, she starts to lean in, curious, attentive. You're not performing, you're just there, fully. Third, leave with intention. You don't overstay. You don't linger awkwardly. When it's time to go, you leave on your terms, gracefully, confidently, without attachment. That leaves a mark. That's how you stay in her mind long after you're gone. Because here's the thing, it's not about being the loudest. It's not about being the most attractive. It's about being the most composed, the most grounded, the most you. And when she experiences that, when she meets a man who isn't swayed by her beauty, who doesn't crumble under pressure, who isn't trying to win her over, that's the man she thinks about non-stop. In the final part, I'll show you how to keep this energy going long-term, how to stay grounded when emotions rise, and how to use Stoic thinking to lead in any relationship. Make sure you're locked in. This is where everything comes together. 4. Keeping her interest without losing yourself. So now, you've got her attention. She's thinking about you. She's texting back faster. She's leaning in. But here's the trap most men fall into. Once they feel desired, they drop their discipline. They start living for her attention instead of from their values. And just like that, they lose the very energy that made them unforgettable in the first place. The Stoic man, he doesn't bend like that. He stays rooted, especially when emotions start to rise. Because Stoicism isn't just about attracting her, it's about not losing yourself once you have her. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." That means your real strength shows after the spark, when expectations start showing up, when emotions get involved, when things don't go as planned. This is where you stay calm. You don't overreact when she pulls away for a moment. You don't spiral if she doesn't text back right away. You don't become a different man just because someone new entered your life. You keep training. You keep working. You keep building your mission, with or without her. That's what keeps her drawn to you. Not because you're trying to hold her, but because you're holding yourself. You're consistent. You're steady. You're not shaken by every emotional wave. That kind of man is rare, and rare is irresistible. And if she walks away, you don't beg, you don't break, you accept it like a Stoic, with dignity, because your value didn't come from her attention in the first place. It came from the life you've built and the man you've become. So if you want her to keep thinking about you, don't chase, don't perform, don't fold, lead, live. Let her feel what it's like to experience a man who knows himself fully. That's the power of Stoicism, and that's the path of a man she'll never forget. If this hit home, subscribe to Stoic Think, because this isn't just about attraction, it's about transformation. And the world needs more grounded, focused, high-standard men, starting with you. If you truly want to make her think about you non-stop, don't try to be unforgettable. Be someone who can't be ignored. That doesn't come from chasing, performing, or playing mind games. It comes from discipline, from stillness, from mastering yourself the way the Stoics did, through action, not talk. Because here's the truth. When you become a man of purpose, when you stop needing validation, when you lead with presence, clarity, and strength, you don't just catch her attention. You stay in her mind, long after the moment has passed. She starts to feel your absence like a quiet echo. She compares others to you without even realizing it. And all because you chose to live by your standards, not hers. That's the Stoic way. And that's the kind of man she doesn't just notice, she remembers. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start leading, this is your path. Keep building, keep sharpening, keep showing up as the man only you can be. Subscribe to Stoic Think for more real talk, grounded wisdom, and the mindset that sets you apart in every room you walk into. Because this journey isn't about impressing her, it's about becoming undeniable.